What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is Heart DFS, and today we have another NBA prize picks video for you guys. We have a 5-pick play for today. And before I get into it, I just want to say, if you're new to this channel, please like, subscribe, comment. I do appreciate all the support. Let's get on that road to 500 subscribers. And if you're not following me on Twitter, follow me at Heart DFS. I put up more prize pick plays. As you can see, we're on a 3-day heater. Yesterday, mix and match strategy, as I said, with Bruce Brown. Really liked him in this spot. Did him with Darius and Kyrie, and then I did him with Paul George, D'Angelo, and then this one, 5-pick, Reggie Jackson, 0.1. Are you kidding me? 0.1 I lose by. 0.1. In the last 20 seconds, or last 30 seconds, Reggie Jackson misses a layup. 15 seconds later, turns the ball over. And I finished 0.1 from that push on the fifth one. 0.1. All I needed is 0.2 to win a 5 out of 5. It's unreal. But we are on a 3-day win streak on prize picks. Let's make it 4. So the first one I have for you guys today is Terry Rozier over 35.5 projected fantasy score. The reason why I have this is just due to the fact that this Charlotte-Atlanta game is there's going to be no defense. Absolutely no defense. It should be extremely fast-paced. A lot of high scoring between all the players. So I really like this spot for all these guys in this game. And the fantasy projected fantasy score is the best thing to target right now in these playoffs, just because the rotations are tighter and the lines are smarter when it comes to, who they think is going to get minutes and who's going to score points. So I do think that this fantasy score is one to definitely target. As we saw yesterday, I targeted that in all of mine, and they all hit, and they're all great. So doing that again today, hoping for back-to-back days of that, and then 4 out of 4 days of hitting the picks. So we got Terry Rozier, as I said, over 35.5 projected fantasy points. I think his line moved up 0.5, but as I mentioned, really loving this spot. He should see closer to 35, maybe even 40 minutes. He's a good shooter, likes to shoot the 3 a ton. If he's hitting it, that's going to help out a lot. But he is good at getting assists, rebounds, and can get you a steal or 2. He has games where he's got 5 assists or 5 steals, 2, 1. He's averaging a little over 1 a game. So if he gets 2, that's already 6 fantasy points right there, because steals and blocks on prize picks count as 3 fantasy points compared to 2 on DraftKings. So I really like Terry Rozier in the spot with all the minutes, how fast paced this game is going to be. Love Terry Rozier over 35.5 projected fantasy score. Next one I have is over 23 fantasy score for Deandre Hunter. The reason why I like this one is just due to the fact that Deandre Hunter is going to get a ton of minutes. He's a great defender. They're going to want him out there pretty much the whole game. He should see closer to 35, if not 40 minutes in this game, in this playoff spot. Win or go home game. And he's a decent shooter. Like, he'll shoot, what is he averaging? About 4 threes a game. Not the best 3-point shooter, but when it comes to mid-range and layups and other stuff, he's pretty good. He's, shooting about 14, 15 times a game, which you like to see. Can get you rebounds. Can get you an assist or 2, but he's pretty decent at getting a block or a steal at least 1 a game, whether it be, the past 2 games, obviously not, but a block, steal, block, 3 steals. And so if he's getting you at least 1 of those, plus the 40 minutes of projected, 35 to 40 minutes, really like him in the spot in this, fast-paced matchup. Should be a lot of boards to go around for these Hawks guys. And I just think 23 is way too low for a guy who's going to get 35, maybe in 40 minutes. If he's getting, 14 points, all you need is, a couple rebounds and assists and a steal or a block, and he's easily there. And that's only if he gets 10, 12 points. So really like Deandre Hunter's over in this spot. Next guy I like is the projected over 30 fantasy score for Bogdanovic. Been, playing very well as of recently, the past month and a half. He's come off the bench, gotten close to 30 minutes, 36 in the spot against Miami. I think it's another one of those where you can expect him to come off the bench, at least play 30, if not closer to 35, maybe even a little bit more if he's playing well. He's good at getting assists, good at rebounding. He's a good scorer. He shoots the ball, not afraid to shoot it close to 20 times a game if he's shooting the ball well. Can get to the free throw line. So I don't understand why his fantasy score is so low in the spot against the Charlotte Hornets, who play no defense, for a guy who's going to shoot the ball a ton, get you rebounds and assists, and is a good scorer, and only at projected 30 fantasy score. I think it's one of those Bruce Brown plays where you just got to smash it. I mean, Bogdan is slightly score independent, so if he could just go out there and shoot 3 of 18, but I do really like him in the spot. I think 30 is way too low for him. Brandon Ingram, over a 40 projected fantasy score. Love him as well. He is questionable due to his hamstring, so that might be a little bit of an issue because he could tweak that any moment and it could ruin the whole prop. But he's been on an absolute heater a little bit before the All-Star break and since then. As we can see in the games he's played, even in blowouts he'll play. I don't think this game will be a blowout. It should be, very close the whole game. So I think we can expect at least 40 minutes from him in this win or go home game. 37 points, 53, 37, 41, 58, 50, 47. Great scorer, great rebounder, good at getting assists, which you like to see out of Brandon Ingram. And can get you, a steal or a block here and there. And a guy who's going to get 40 minutes in this spot, only at projected 40 fantasy score. Love Brandon Ingram. Should be a massive game for him. And then I like Mason Plumlee over 5.5 projected points. If you're skipping to this part of the channel, I know about 90% of you do, and 90% of you are not subscribed. So if you could please subscribe, do truly appreciate it. Let's get to 500 subscribers. Leave a like, leave a comment, follow me on Twitter at DFSHeart. I do appreciate all the support. It looks like they just added Joel Embiid. So yesterday, Prizepicks went down, and for pretty much like all of the whole 2 games last night, and people were pissed, and so now they're offering 90% off, 98% off Joel Embiid over 1 point, half a point. I'm sure that it's limited to maybe $25, but still, you can mix and match with this now. Throw in Joel Embiid, get up to $25 worth of mix and matching on Joel Embiid. But Mason Plumlee over 5.5 projected points. The reason why I like this is just due to the fact that, where is he? Clint Capella is not a huge offensive threat. He's a big body, so they're going to need a big body to guard him. Capella should see close to 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more. And that means they're going to need Mason Plumlee to just get, help with reboundings, guard him. He's not going to get in foul trouble when it comes to guarding Clint Capella. And over, asking for him to hit 3 baskets, I think is just easily doable when he should be seeing close to 30 minutes. I know his minutes are a little suspect, but I do think we can see close to 30 minutes. And if he's playing 30 minutes and you're asking him to get over 5.5, 6 points, I know there's some games where he'll get 1, 5, 3, 2, 4, but in this playoff spot, going against Capella, I think they're going to want his big body to get those rebounds, as well as, all it takes is 2 or 3 pick and rolls from LaMelo Ball to be able to throw a lob to whatever his name is, Mason Plumlee, get you 6 points. I think that should be easily reachable. He's got in the past, I think, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5. So I do like him. It's a little bit risky, but you got to get, risk it for the biscuit. So these are my 5 picks for today. Over 35.5 projected fantasy score for Terry, over 23.5 or 23 projected fantasy score for Hunter, over 30 for Bogdan, over 40 for Brandon, and over 5.5 for Mason Plumlee when it comes to points. As I said, do the mix and match strategy. As you guys can see from my Twitter, did it yesterday, worked out really well with Bruce Brown, having a great game. And as I said, that's kind of how you do it. So as people were asking and wondering, you take one of the picks that I have or you have that you really like, really think that it's a smash spot, great opportunity. You take it and then you pair it with, so mine was Bruce Brown. I put it with Paul George, D'Angelo, and then I paired it with Kyrie and Darius Garland. And then you could do that for, one guy, or you could do that for multiple guys. So you could take the guy like, Paul George, who is, in a great spot. You could do Paul George and D'Angelo and Anthony Edwards, Paul George and, Kyrie and KD. So it's just, taking one core play and just building, picks around him. Because if they hit, these 3 pick plays aren't going to win you a ton of money, but they're going to help you build your bankroll and, have your money last longer or help you profit for a while. So I do really like these 3 pick parlays or 3 pick plays, mix and match strategy. I think they work it well. But yeah, that's my video for today. Definitely make sure to take advantage of the Joel Embiid 98% off his points. They probably capped it to $25 that you're able to spend at most with it, but still take advantage of that. Don't be afraid to use him in the picks for tonight. You can do that. So definitely make sure to look out for that. But these are my picks for today that I'm liking. Definitely make sure to look into these before some of these change. I know people were able to make a bunch off the projected fantasy score yesterday, so maybe these lines will be a lot more reactive today. But yep, these are my picks for today. Please hit that like button, subscribe, comment. Do appreciate all the support. Let's get to 500. Also, make sure to throw in this Joel Embiid in some of your mix and match or a 5-pick play if you want to do all 5-pick plays. But once again, not saying these are all hits. Use at your own risk. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Peace.